Hello guys, I've just realized my microphone isn't plugged in. Can you hear me okay? Oops, there's the microphone. Just a minute. Oh. Okay, microphone is plugged in. Let's just check you can see me. Just a minute. Oh. Yes, okay. Right. Hi everyone, are you all okay? Can you hear me? Yes, I think so. Right, let's just check. I was just in a Zoom meeting, so I wasn't as prepared as I usually am. Let's have a look. So who's here? Intisha's here. Hello, Intisha. Prakash is here. Saurabh, Alexander, Kavita, Janina, Deepika's here. Kavita, Hassan, Deepak. Yes, Janina, thank you. Everybody all okay? Great. Lovely. Okay, I hope you had a nice little break. And welcome to week 6. Can't believe it, but it's week 6. I don't know about your country, but we're thinking about going back gradually to work next week. I don't know. I'd love to know what's happening. Has there been any development with you? Awais is here. Hi, Awais. Hi, Mayuri. Kyla. Hello, Kyla. New student, I think. Sarna is here. Ant is here. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, keep thinking when, how long will this go on for? Have they started relaxing the lockdown with you? We've heard rumours that May the 7th, that's Thursday, things will start to go back to normal. Hatem's still staying at home. Yeah. Hi, Agustina. Hi, Simran. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very gradual, isn't it? Just little by little. In my meeting I just had now with my boss, they said that the teachers will go back to campus, but anybody administration will stay home, which seems a little bit odd to me because there are no students there. I think nobody really knows, do they? Yeah. Okay, great. Let's get started then. So I set you a little question in, let's see, Kyla, new student from South Korea. Hi, Kyla, very warm welcome. It's not usually this chaotic. It's usually a bit more organized, I promise. Yeah, so I had a request from Kavita today, and she asked me about to. So I called this lecture the uses and misuses of to because it causes problems like everything else. Looks really simple, but we want to look at the complex ways of using it to make our language more complex and get a higher score. So we're going to start with something quite basic and gradually get more and more difficult. And I've put it in 2 parts. I think tomorrow we'll do part 2. Let's see. Okay, hi Alison, hi Andy, great. So my question in the community post today was, how much chocolate do you eat, just for fun? And could you put a quick comment, too much, a lot, a little, not much, or maybe not enough? Maybe you should eat a bit more chocolate. What do you think? So any comments, please, about how much chocolate do you eat? And you can choose any one of those. While you're thinking about it, I'm going to ask you to tell me which one of these options is negative, which one is not good, because we all know chocolate is good, but which one of these is not good? So Mayuri, not much chocolate, and a little Intisha, not much Simran, really? I think if you live in hot countries, maybe you don't eat much. Not everybody's saying not much. Hassan a little, and Prakash a lot. Kavita not much. Everybody's not much. Maybe because I live in the UK and usually it's so depressing that we eat a lot of chocolate and drink a lot of alcohol. Certainly true. Not enough, Kyla. I think you should eat a little bit more chocolate. Not much to pick and never enough. Totally agree with you, Agostina. Lovely, and a lot for you, Ant. Okay, great. So my question was, which one is negative there? And some of you have said a little is negative, Prakash. Do we agree? Do we think a little, I eat a little chocolate is negative? Saurabh is saying too much is excessive, more than necessary. Right, and Awais, I think you're saying not enough is maybe negative, and Sanai negative, and okay, not much Mati, and too much is negative. Right. Okay, lovely. I think I mixed up the questions about how much you eat and which is negative. Fine. So obviously, too much is always negative. Always, 100%. In negative in the sense that it's more than necessary. So whenever you use too much, it's negative. And the same is for not enough. So these two kind of extremes are negative. Negative. Yeah. Whereas in the middle, it's just, okay, I eat a lot of chocolate. It's just a fact. I don't eat much chocolate. That's a fact. I eat a little chocolate. Those in the middle, they are just facts. But when you say too, it's a judgment. It's a criticism. And not enough is the same. Okay, good. So Prachi is saying too much is negative. Shivani, yes, it can be positive. I have a little money is positive, yes. Too much is negative. Okay, lovely. Okay, so why do we use much? As you know, chocolate in this sense, in general sense, is uncountable. So we have to remember too much, not much, and uncountable is a little. So what's the difference with countable? Let's have a look at the next example. Again, how many friends do you have? So can you just look at the gaps and by yourself, you don't have to post now, but just what would you put in these gaps? Oh, it's going too fast today. Okay, so of course, if it's plural, countable, you've got S, so now you're thinking too many, not many, but a few. So last time we had a little, and now we've got a few. So these are all quantifiers and connected with to. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. First of all, look at this list of questions that we're going to discuss. And what word would you put in this space? So we're talking about free time. Free time do you have? Water do you drink? Exercise, time in general, coffee or tea, and fast food. So what goes in the space? Ah, my thing is just moving too much today. Right. So what goes in that space? And I think maybe you saw it. The answer is Shivam saying you're all fine. Good. So all uncountable. Lovely. Well done. Time, water, exercise, coffee, tea, fast food. No S. So uncountable. So I'd like you to answer. Choose one of these and make your own sentence. And you can use too much, a little, not enough, anything you want to about these sentences. Okay, so these are all much. And my question is, how much free time do you have? So I'd actually like you to type in the comments, I have too much free time, or I have a lot of free time. I have a little free time. I don't have much free time. Again, I'm quite relaxed. If you don't like the question, choose one that you want to say, like how much exercise do you do? Personally, me, I don't do enough exercise at the moment because of lockdown. For me, I don't have much free time because I'm working at home. Coffee or tea? Yes, I drink too much coffee, definitely. I drink too much tea, 100% sure. So let's have your answers. Lovely. You don't have enough. Even in lockdown hours, you're still really busy. And you do a little exercise every day. Kavita has a lot of free time. Intisha, a little free time. A little coffee, Deepak, not too much. Prachi, 4 to 5 cups. Me too. More, yeah, 5 to 6 cups. Do you think it's too much or is it okay? I put sugar in and I put too much sugar in. So for me, it's too much. JB Liam, you don't have enough free time. Okay, great. Too much free time. I don't have, Prakash, don't have too much free time. Owing, no N, owing to. Prakash, that's quite formal. So I would just say I don't have too much free time because I work from home, simply because I work from home. Oh, owing to is quite formal. Mayuri spends little time, not much, good. Prakash, I eat, no S. Prakash, too much or too many? Think about that a little for a minute. Too much sugar, Prachi, and hello, Pachu. Okay, have a look at Prachi's. Prakash, can we think about Prakash? Can we change it? I eat too much. And Shivam says I spend most of the time on the web. Internet is always on the internet or on the web. Same Agostino. So can you check, Agostino? There's a small word you need when you use internet or web. What is it? Alison, I drink too much coffee, but with no sugar. Well, that's okay, isn't it? Maybe too much caffeine, but at least not too much sugar. Now, Alexander. There, Agostino, lovely. On the internet, and then Shivam on the web. Lovely. Now, Alexander, can everybody look at this one, please? Alexander says, I've got too much time to learn the language today. Now, think about that. Too much is negative, and you want to learn English. So can you say you've got too much time to learn English? It's a little bit strange because too much is always negative. Remember? So, Alexander, I'm going to come back to that. You can change it if you want. Marti, I don't have much time. Said, isn't it? Don't have much time to practice speaking. Yes. I is always capital, even in the middle of the sentence. Thank you, Deepak. Lovely. Yes. Don't worry. I know you're typing fast. I don't worry too much about spelling. So, being a fitness freak, Saurabh, I don't eat too much fast food. Lovely. Okay, great. So, I have not enough what, Pachu? I have, and Pachu, remember we did this, everybody? Negative of have. What's the negative of have? I'm going to wait for that. We talked about have got and have. So what's the negative? Pachu, think about that and I'll come back to you. If you're thinking about that, also now, could you please have a look at these questions? So everything with the S, how many hours, how many books, pairs of shoes, steps. And this time, I want you to think about, again, too many or a few or not enough. And Mahdi and Pachu, can you both look at the negative of have. I'll try and find the... No, I'll just let you do that. Think of the negative of have. And Pachu again, I have not enough time for exercise. Okay, so everybody, what's the negative of have? I'm going to type mine. And I'm going to wait for you to write yours. Right, so Ahmad is saying, I don't have. That's right. So, guys, Pachu and Mahdi, and Pachu again, negative of have is I don't have. So today might be a good time to practice that. I don't have much time. I don't have many shoes. Yes, okay. And then Alexander's using the alternative, which I've got. Negative of I've got, I haven't got. But negative of have, I don't have. So Alexander, I've got lots of time. Exactly, Alexander. So that's a fact. You've got lots of time. Lovely. JB Liam, I only have a few hours. I spend at least 8 hours studying. Lovely. I don't have enough time, Kayla. I don't have enough time to read. Lovely, Pachu, and you read a few books. Okay, good. So we're still looking at the difference between too much, too many, and all of those quantifiers. You've got too many books and not enough time, I guess. Yes. You don't have enough books. Yeah. Lots of photos, Kavita. Yeah, my phone is always, it says storage is full. It says I've got too many photos on my phone, which is negative because it's full. 6 pairs of shoes. Okay, lovely. Great, let's move on. So, okay. So I'm going to look at some of the alternatives. So, with verbs. Alison, too many photos. Yes. Okay, this is true of me. So I know that during lockdown, I sit down too much. So what I'd like you to start thinking about is, what do you think that you do? So action, verb, what do you do too much? Can be at the moment or usually. And the opposite, I sit down too much, is I don't walk enough. So you've got those two options. And I'd like you to start thinking about verbs now. Things you do too much or things you don't do enough. Of course, you can change it to a noun. For me, I spend too much time on my computer. I know I do. And negative, opposite of this, I don't do enough exercise. You can also say, I do too much sitting down, quite advanced. Remember, we did the ing form of the noun. So you could say, I do too much sitting down. So it's an uncountable noun, like we talked about cooking or eating or cleaning. And then a bit more vocabulary there. Sedentary job, good for IELTS. People have sedentary jobs compared to the past. So it's a good word to use to talk about problems of obesity and ill health and stuff like that. Okay, so I would like to look at your examples. Did I? Right, okay, I'll give you a few things you can think about them while I look at your examples. Right, yeah, so too many photos on my phone, it's out of space. Exactly, so it's negative. Kavita, I wasted too much time. Do you think you wasted time? I'm sure you used it wisely, Kavita. Prachi, I eat too much. Me too. Sleep too much. Yeah. Spend too much time. That's my son as well, Alison, I think. He disagrees. Okay, lovely. So I wanted to practice just how you can use too much there with a verb, not only with a noun. Keep your examples coming, don't be shy. I like that one, Iris. Speak too much. I don't speak enough. People say I'm too quiet, believe it or not. But otherwise, that's okay, speaking too much. That's nice. Too much time watching Korean dramas. Yes, drama, both okay. Lovely. Okay, that's interesting. You put, I spent too much time on watching. Normally, you do say, I spent a lot of time or money on something, but you don't need it when you say, I spent too much time watching TV. You don't need on. Don't know why. Now, ant. Could we, and this is a great example. Thank you for sharing this. Could we have a look at ants? And could we see there's something about the adjective ant that you could change? I'll come back to you, okay? Mayuri, I don't have enough study materials. Excellent. I watch TV too much. I'm thinking too much. You've got too much thinking time. Perfect. I don't do exercise enough. Yes, that's fine. Or you could say, I don't do enough exercise. Both okay. Read too much. Don't play enough. Maybe, Kavita, you'd need to be more specific. Play is a funny word in English. Do you mean relax, or do you actually mean play tennis or play games? Read too much, studying too much. Pariosbek, although I spend too much time, again, Fariosbek, can you spend too much time writing? If that's what you want to do, if you want to improve your writing, then it's a positive thing, isn't it? So Fariosbek, maybe although I spend a lot of time learning writing, I still do not have enough knowledge. So negative of have, do not have. Agustina, I don't study enough. I eat too much unhealthy food. Yeah, I do. Otherwise, too much exercise, maybe. Yeah, speaking practice. I don't have enough what? Prakash. Eat too much junk food. Pachu. Food is countable or uncountable? So Shivam here said, don't speak enough. Too much junk food. Yes. Saurabh, videos. You've got plural S. So is that too much videos or too many videos? And pertaining to Saurabh, too formal. Too many videos about language acquisition. So watch the too much and too many. Don't do enough speaking. Too much sugar, Kavita. Haven't done enough practice. Great, Sanai. Too much Italian cuisine. Been playing games too much, Alison. Well, yeah, simply I'm too tired. That comes next, Kavita. We'll do that next. Good. Don't have enough time. Yes. Too optimistic. Okay, you could be too optimistic. Maybe it's not realistic. Absolutely. Good example. Too possessive about my family. Great. Lovely. Okay, so who did I come back to? This one, Ant. Can anybody help me with Ant? Okay, Ant. Stressful will describe your job, for example, a thing which makes you feel stressed. So, very common confusion. I'm going to type it here for you. Ant, I'm too stressed. So you can see, yes, there we got stressed, too stressed. Good. And just learn the pronunciation, stressed. All of those ED adjectives about you. I'm tired, I'm frightened, I'm excited, I'm stressed. Try to just repeat. But it's good to say my job is stressful. Okay, lovely, Ant. Great. Lovely examples. Okay, great. So Linking words. Let's look at how we can use to make our language more complex. So look at my example, simple one to start. I'm tired, I can't study. Two very basic, simple sentences. How can we link them? Lots of different ways, but specifically today with to. And we've got it already. That's it. I'm too tired to study. Now, Prachi, Prakash, Saurabh, you're saying so. Also possible, but let's have a look what happens with so. And Kavita, you asked me to talk about to, and I think this could be the problem. I'm too tired to study. So try to remember to and to. I'm too tired to study, and the rhythm. I'm too tired to study. I'm so tired that I can't study. So these two get mixed up. JB Liam, this is quite formal, and it might be two sentences even, or a comma maybe, but I'm trying to think of different ways. Mayuri saying, I can't study too much as I'm tired. You're using as because, that's fine. Okay, so I'm suggesting these two options. I'm too tired to study. I'm so tired that I can't study. Okay, now can you do this one? Follow the same rules. Do it in your head if you want to. You don't have to type the whole thing. Think about how you could link that with to or so. I don't know if you want to type the whole thing. Let's see. I'll just wait a bit. Okay, so Andy said, I'm too tired to study. Yes. Prachi, because of tiredness. Yeah, you'd have to change it to a noun. Because of tiredness, I can't study. But it's quite formal. So Prachi is saying it's so difficult that I can't understand it. Difficult, you mean, Prachi? Yeah, that I can't understand it. Being tired, I can't study. Yes, Ahmad, quite formal, but correct. It's too difficult to understand. Kayla, excellent. Yes. Agostino, perfect. It's too difficult, too difficult, too difficult. JB Liam, it's too difficult, and that is why. So you would have to put and there to make it a full sentence. Alexander, look at the rule, Alexander, about to and to, or so and that. So you'd need to change one of them. It's so difficult that I can't understand it. Yes. Right, so and that, to and to. I'm too old for this activity. It's so difficult that. Okay, great. So I just thought this is an example where you can use for me. You don't have to, but it does add another level of complexity because it's less common. So it's difficult, I can't understand, it's too difficult for me to understand. It's a complex sentence because of that. It's too difficult to work from home. Exactly. Yes, good. Janine, I'm so undecided that I can't think right. Good. And I can't understand it due to it being difficult. Now, this is difficult, so I'm going to put it due to it being too difficult. Okay, I'm going to post that. It's another one of those ing where you use ing because it's followed by a noun. So I was late due to traffic, followed by a noun. I was ill due to food poisoning, noun. So due to is followed by ing, but it's complex. Yeah, good example, Ant. Thank you. Okay, and the last one, I'm not fit, I can't run. Now, this is slightly different. Slightly different. Oh, can anybody think what happens with I'm not fit, I can't run? And this time, it's the opposite of to. I think maybe you saw it. Yeah, okay. So I'm not fit enough to run. Okay, yes, Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice. I know this is early in the morning for you, I think, isn't it? 12 o'clock. But yes, you woke up and you're straight in there. So yeah, Sarah, you could say I'm not too fit to run. Just sounds a bit strange because you can't be too fit. It's almost impossible because fit is something good. So you can't say I'm too fit. So much better than, oh, you could say I'm too unfit, Intisha. Yes, because that's negative. So I can't run because of being unfit. That would be okay, Suman. Yes. Deepika, you'd need to add the enough. I'm not fit enough to run. Yes. Janina, yes. Good. Okay. All right. So we've played around with to as a linking word and with an adjective and with a verb and with a noun. So Kavita, I hope we've covered all of the uses that I think are important for to. Shivam, yes, but that's fine. But it's quite a simple link. And we're always trying to push you up to the next level of linking. So Shivam, if you could say, I'm not fit enough to run, it's a bit more complex because is simple, but correct. Good. Okay. Right. So let's look at some, oh, I'm so unfit that I can't run. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at some common mistakes. So these are what I see all the time. And you know this now. You can tell me what's the problem here. I'll give you a bit of thinking time. Otherwise, I'm unfit to run too. Otherwise, no, I'm too unfit to run. No worries, Kavita. Good. Kavita, if there's something else that you think you have a question about too, then just pop it in the comments. Okay, so this is the thing that I see a lot. After to should be an adjective. Hassan, it could be anything. Yeah, you could say it's too hot, too cold, but we can also use there are too many people, for example. You can follow by a noun is okay. So the grammar is okay. You can follow by a noun. There are too many excellent doctors. Doctors are countable. But Beatrice is saying, yeah, this is what I see a lot. People use to with a positive meaning, and it's not positive. So that is the biggest problem I see. I think we've seen a few examples today. People want to put emphasis and they say, there are too many excellent doctors and nurses in the NHS. Just strange because you can't be negative about something so positive. So otherwise, yes, two is negative, JB Liam. So there are many excellent doctors, and so two is wrong, exactly. And you could use so if you wanted to emphasize, you could use so rather than to. But definitely two is wrong. Okay, so that's the first one. Now the second one is what I've got planned for tomorrow's lesson. So I'm going to look at the common mistake first, and then we're going to practice it tomorrow. So you can think about it. This one, what do you think? I'm just gonna and let you think about it. Okay, so Beatrice is saying my city is too crowded. Too crowded. Too crowded, yes. I'm looking at your other questions as well. Right, too crowded is the correct answer. Should be too crowded. Okay. Right, so we said too much is negative, yes, but only use too much with nouns. So too much sugar, too much chocolate, too much coffee, too much, what else did we say? Tea. Yeah, you only use it with nouns, but people tend to just put it on top of an adjective. It's too much crowded. The answer is simply it's too crowded. That's it. Like we said, I'm too quiet or I'm too busy. Simply too no much. Now, so looking at some of your other questions, Beatrice, yes, you could say my city is so overcrowded in the same way that we did with the doctors. Yes. For emphasis, you can use so. Now, why is very much crowded? Is a little strange. More crowded, no, because that's a comparison. It's more crowded than your city. My city is more crowded than your city. So no, that's a comparison. So it's not many, Kayla. Why is it not many? If you're on this one. And not only much, because we want to say something negative, Prachi. We want to say, oh, it's too crowded. Yeah. So the problem there, you're all right, but not enough. Saurabh, no, just too crowded. Okay. So the answer is, my city is too crowded. That's it. Actually, Beatrice, you could say the city is much too crowded for emphasis. Let me just check. Very much no. Doesn't need much, yes. So overcrowded, Beatrice said. Yes, yes. All okay. And I've just realized this. When you want to put emphasis, this will really confuse you. Maybe this is why people get confused. Okay. My city is much too crowded. That's correct. But not it's too much crowded. I'm going to confuse you now, so take that away. Let's stick with this. Okay, so too plus adjective is too crowded. So how else could you say that? This. There are too many people in my city. Now, I decided to keep this as tomorrow's lesson because there are is so important for your higher level academic writing. We've used it a lot in the past. When we described a graph, we said there was an increase, and we said how much better it is to use than just verbs. So here, crowded may be a band 6, because it's good vocabulary, but there are too many people would be band 7, just because you're using there are, which is tricky. So let me show you, okay, the opposite. There are too many people. If you've got too many people, possibly, then there aren't enough jobs. So using enough, plural. Uncountable, there's too much pollution. So using too much with a noun and there is. So you're going band 6, band 7 again now. Maybe you'd like to tell me what's the opposite of that. Thinking about fresh air or space, uncountable things, or parks, you could say. I think I'll show you because we're going to do it. So Alexander, the costs too much for, the flat costs too much for me. For me, yes. Yes, great. Okay, so here are 4 examples of how we can use there are or there is with to and not enough. And this is what we're going to focus on and practice tomorrow. So let me just show you. Yeah, sorry, it's red. I forgot to change the color. Tomorrow's lesson, we're going to practice lots of things. There is, there are, there isn't, there aren't, there was, there were, there wasn't, there weren't. And we're going to talk about, again, complaining about things, about your town or about lockdown or anything related to your life so that we can remember it more easily. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye for today and hopefully see you tomorrow. So start thinking about this. I'll put a little question for you in the community chat. And tomorrow is Tuesday, so it's Tuesday at 2 o'clock. So I hope you'll join me there. Give me a request for Wednesday. So this is Tuesday's lesson. Wednesday, I'm still waiting for you to tell me what you need. Great, everybody. Bye, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for taking part. And Oki, great, lovely to see you, Oki. Okay, make sure you subscribe, then you'll get all the notifications, and send me a request as well. It's been great to have you here, Oki. See you, Kyla. See you, Alexander, Mahti. Stay safe, JB. And see you, Andy. Yusuf, Prachi, we did that. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye, guys. Bye. Bye, Saurabh.